Hello faithful viewers, welcome back to another review. This time we're looking at the Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe class Slug. Yeah, he's a Dinobot. My relationship with Slug is a little bit mixed, considering that when I got him, I didn't actually want him. I went to Toys R Us in its waning days, looking for Strafe rather than this guy. But didn't have any, so I went with this guy instead. He turns into a Triceratops, as you can see before you, and that's kind of it. I mean, there's not actually a great deal to say about this figure because I think it's a bit lazy. I don't think there's very much going on in the way of engineering that makes him pop. What do I like? Well, I like the colour purple, and it's my favourite shade of purple. So there's that going on. Nice red going along here. You've got actually nicely blue eyes there, nicely painted. You've got soft rubber for the horns there, and for that one as well. Obviously that is a health and safety thing. He does have an opening and closing jaw. That's pretty cool, I'll give him that. But you know, soft rubber spikes there as well for the tail. He suffers from a few tabbing issues, especially here at the back. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see exactly, but there are some tabs there that are meant to tab into ports on the underside of this skeletal system here. They don't really. I mean, you can get them to plug in, but it makes his legs offset at really weird angles. So I actually wouldn't recommend you do that. If you just want him to look naturally, that is. I don't know what else to say about this beast mode, really. I'm not a very big fan of beast Transformers, to be honest. Hence why I don't really collect like Beast Wars figures or anything. I got Rise of the Beasts Air Razor, but I got her because she's very interesting in terms of her transformation. Slug here doesn't do a lot, really. It's very basic, it's very uninspired, and he exists. He exists. Looking at the accessories quickly, you've got these rubber saw blades. Very soft, very flexible, not painted in the slightest, very dull and boring. You get two of them, and what you can do is you can sort of store them in the, I want to say vehicle mode, but it's not a vehicle mode, it's a Triceratops. You can just plug them in there because the fists end up through those little holes, and that one just fell out. You can see they don't store very well whatsoever, and this is really your only option with what you can do with them. And to be honest, that's kind of rubbish. That really is rubbish. Transformation then, very, very basic. Let's see, disconnect all of this if you haven't already. Just fold it like that and then fold it up like that again. Come to the back legs and just unfold like that. Take the feet and flip them like that, and they'll become knee pads, and then just finish straightening them all the way. And then you can bring the knight feet like that and bring them forward and just have them situated as so. Panning up. What do we do here? Let's split the Triceratops head just like that. There's a lot of things that just clash into one another, meaning that maneuverability is very minimal. Disconnect the rib cage from the spinal cord and swing it all down like so, and then just fan all of this back. Get the Triceratops legs and actually plug them into the sides of the torso like that, and you're effectively making knight skirt pieces there. Just like that, so a nice click. And then rotate the wrists out, close up the rib cages around his forearms, like so. And then take the flaps here, fan them down, straighten up his head a little bit. Nothing really much you can do with this. You can either leave it hanging down like that, or if you want, push it up like that, but that looks ridiculous. So personal preference, what you want to do with that. Maybe have it at a slight angle so it doesn't look too terribly bad. And there you go, that is Slug kind of transformed into a really subpar robot mode, to be honest. It's just messy. It really is messy. I still like the purple. I like the night head that we've got going on there. That's very interesting indeed. Very original for a Transformer. No light piping. That's all he has going on for him, unfortunately. You know, like I keep saying, I like the purple. It's not accurate to the film in the slightest. I couldn't even tell you what colour he is in the film. Probably just grey, as were all the Dinobots, to be honest. Red accents, yeah, they're a thing. They just help break up the colour palette a bit. I can't even say I really like his silhouette because it's just messy. He's got lots of gunk going on the shoulders here, lots of gunk on the skirts. He's just too thick in the arms, thick in the legs. He's got this bit that you don't know what to do with, and he's very underwhelming. He's very, very underwhelming. In terms of the swords, he can hold them, if you so please. There's nowhere else to store them. So that's the thing you can do. You've got the potential to pull off some interesting poses. Articulation. His head is on the ball joints. You can move that far that way, that far that way. If you try and push it any more further, then it will pop off. You can look down decently, actually, and you can look up about that far. You can spread his arm out like that, move it out that far, and move it back that far. In terms of an elbow bend, 90 degrees, and in terms of wrists, in and out like that. And then there is actually at the bicep a 360 swivel there. At the waist, he does have 360 degrees of rotation. He has nothing at the abs. He has a very good forward kick, kind of an average back kick. He does have an okay spread. He has rotation of 360 at the thigh. He has kind of like a double jointed knee sort of thing going on there, except I've actually just distransformed him. So yeah, 90 degree bend and a bit of toe wiggle waggle here and there. So in concept, his articulation is actually very good. It's just hampered. Oh yeah, he has like a butterfly joint as well there for the shoulders. It's just all hampered by all of this kibble that's going on. So he kind of feels like he's got less than he actually does. But if he were just like a different guy, if he weren't a dinosaur, I think he would benefit a lot more. For a size comparison, here he is next to Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Crosshairs. Another kind of subpar figure, honestly. Here he is with a much superior Evasion Mode Optimus Prime Voyager Class. That's such a better figure. Get that one, definitely. And then there he is with Marvel Legends Mysterio. So that's Slug. I have a very hard time recommending him to you just because he's kind of just meh, to be honest. Decent articulation, but just hampered by a lot of kibble. He doesn't have very much going on about him, to be honest. It's a unique design, but for a Dinobot, I don't know. I don't know if it works. The whole night aesthetic from Age of Extinction onwards is kind of just meh, to be honest. Obviously, he doesn't hold a candle to things like the Studio Series Grimlock, but just as an average deluxe goes, he is just that. He's kind of just average. Plastic qualities of the usual Age of Extinction level, so it's acceptable, but it is not the best either. He's a nice shade of purple, but apart from that, he exists. And he's very underwhelming, to be honest. And he's just a bizarre addition to my collection where he doesn't really know where to stand. So if you want him, if you really do want him, then knock yourself out. But if you're really not fussed, then you're not missing anything by skipping him. You're really not. So that's Slug. Thanks guys for stopping by and checking out this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and you can share this one if you like. But until the next time, I will probably have a better figure to look at with y'all, and I'll see you then, I suppose. Ta-ta!